Alright guys, we're back in the greenhouse. Our pepper's been growing for a while. We've got a bunch of buckets here that we got to drill a bunch of holes in. As you can see, our peppers are growing. We need to go ahead and get some of these out and get them into buckets. Then we're going to try to sell the rest of them. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a drill and we're going to drill about 12 holes in the bottom of this bucket. Then we got a whole stack over here that we got to do. Then we got to put a bunch of soil in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one bucket. When I get this one bucket done, we'll be back. I just want to show you guys how I'm doing this. Just a bunch of little holes. And that is pretty much it. The only reason we put them there is so when we water, our water will run out and it doesn't stand in the bottom of the bucket and drown our plant. So let me get the rest of these buckets done. When I get those done, we'll be right back. Alright guys, as you can see, I have all the holes in my buckets done. They're laid out. Now we got to put some potting soil in these buckets. I don't know if we're going to do all 10 as far as planting today, but we're going to get our Carolina Reapers, our 7-pot Dahlia, and our 7-pot Primo in buckets because they're getting to the size now. Those little trays that they're in just isn't working all that well. But you can hear the wind is blowing today, and that's good because it keeps the temperature down inside. So I put a little bit in this bucket already. I don't want to fill it up completely because I want to set my plant inside and kind of build around it. So if you can see, this is about the right level that I want to go to because when I set my plant inside, I'll take my time and fill around it. I'm going to go ahead and fill some of these buckets up. I think I'm going to do at least 5 right now because, like I said, 3 of the peppers each in, and we've got a banana pepper and a red bell pepper that we want to get in here. So I'm going to go ahead and fill 5 to 6 buckets up, and then we'll be back. But now I'm gonna have to select. I'm gonna start with the Carolina Reaper, so I got to figure out a nice, healthy one that I want to use, and I have to cut it out individually. So I think I found a good one in this tray. So I'm gonna take this cell out. Then I'm just gonna cut this plant out from the pack. Ever so gently. Okay, there's our Carolina Reaper we're going to use. So let me get that situated, get some things ready, and I'll be right back. Alright, I had to put a little more potting soil into my bucket because it was lower than I liked. So now what I want to try to do is get this out of this pot without the soil falling off of it. But I'm going to go ahead and make me a small hole in my bucket. Then I'm going to take this, turn it upside down, and just give it a small tap. And hope that it comes out. Oh, look at the roots on that. Okay, that's good. That's good. These little pots are fine, but man, you can see they're ready to grow. They need a bigger container. I don't want to plant this too deep. I don't want too much dirt around it. I want it just slightly below the surface. So I'm just going to fill in around it. Give it just a little bit of push around it, kind of pack the soil down just a hair, not much. Then what we'll do is we'll give this plant a good water, and she should take off and grow just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and do some more of these. I'm going to do my 7-pot Dahlia and my 7-pot Primo, then probably the 2 other peppers, then we'll be back. All right, now that we've got our peppers in, we're going to give them a good water. And what this will do is let any air gaps in there, this water will take those out and let the soil settle around the plant. Because we don't want any air in there. So we're just going to water each one of these. Just give them a really good drink. Because all we're trying to do is make happy plants. There's really no way you can overdo this right now. Like I said, we're just trying to get the soil to settle around the plant. Now, when these pepper plants get bigger, they will consume quite a bit of water. We'll have to water maybe every day when it's really, really hot till water runs out of the bottom of the bucket, or we may have to do it every 2 days, but they will use a lot of water. And we're not going to fertilize these until maybe 35, 40 days from now. Then every 30 days we'll give them some fertilizer, and hopefully we'll get some big plants. But that's it for now. I'll keep you guys updated weekly. We'll come up here and check the progress, and I still got a couple more things to plant in buckets. I don't need to show you all that, but check in for weekly updates, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. See ya.